What's going on, you guys? So, Timothy Bradley, of course, was in attendance at the Oscar Valdez, of course, Stevenson fight. And he got asked a question about Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Of course, initially he stated that Crawford stops Errol Spence between 9 and 11 rounds. Champside was in the building. As we know, Champside is everywhere. He's constantly putting out content. He's one of the hardest working dudes out here, in my opinion. He's put out quality content, the baddest brand on the land, Champside. He asked the good questions as well when he's out there on the field. And he asked Timothy Bradley the question, do you still think Terrence Crawford could beat Errol Spence Jr.? And Timothy Bradley explains why. That like button for your boy. Give me that HBO special. That's the Help a Brother Out special. We're on the road to 15,000 subscribers. But Champside asked Timothy Bradley the question. He asked him a question about Errol Spence Jr. and Terrence Crawford. And Timothy Bradley gives his reasons why Terrence Crawford beats Errol Spence Jr. Not only beats him, but stops him. And yeah, check it out.
When I say, hold on, bro. Give me 1 second, guys. Let me answer this question real quick. Let me answer this question. I say that because Errol has never faced anybody like Crawford. 1, 2, all the switching that he can do. He can go from righty to lefty. And when Crawford pinpoints, he got superior timing, speed, and power. Earl ain't never seen nothing like he gonna see. I'm telling you right now, he ain't never seen anything like Crawford. I'm letting you know that right now. And the fact, yeah, it's definitely both ways. It's definitely both ways. But the thing is that Earl is so, I don't even want to say basic. He's so fundamentally sound that it's not hard. It's not hard to pick it up. It's devastating. Don't get me wrong. It's devastating. You can see that with Ugas. But Crawford's different than Ugas. Ugas was able to hurt him. Ugas was able to hurt him several times on that fight. You know, I don't care what anybody says. He was buzzed. But at the same time, if Crawford hurts him, I'm telling you, man, he's going to finish him. Nobody thought that Crawford was going to be able to stop Sean Porter. Nobody. Now, the daddy throwing the towel, all this stuff, whatever. You know what would have happened if he didn't throw in that towel? Sean Porter would still be asleep right now. And Sean is my dog. Seriously.
I don't care, man. I like Timothy Bradley, man. He gets a lot of heat for his opinion, right? He gives it straight, like he don't care if you like it or not. You know, some guys like to straddle the fence, but Timothy Bradley, he comes all the way off the fence and tell you straight how he feels. And he'll pick a side. He'll pick who's going to win. He'll pick by what. And he don't care from who, right? But yeah, pretty interesting, right? Timothy Bradley. But a lot of this stuff, you guys, if you've been following your boy Bushido for a while, I said a lot of this shit already. Years ago, I've said a lot of this stuff already. Errol Spence, while he's very fundamentally sound, very fundamentally, and it's good to be fundamentally sound. He's probably one of the most fundamentally sound boxers in boxing today. However, it's too fundamentally sound. There's a such thing as too basic, right? There's just such thing as too basic, and this is what these guys are seeing. The Keyshawn Davises, the Bomacs, you know, these guys. Now they all may be affiliated with Team Crawford, but this is what they see, right? Is that Errol Spence Jr. is pretty much a straight up and down guy. However, he's really, really good at that basic style. There's a lot of pressure, and he can just turn it up on you, right? And it's a lot to deal with. Even though it's basic, ABC 1, 2, 3, it's still a lot to deal with for a lot of these guys. But he says that Terrence Crawford, he ain't seen nothing like Terrence Bud Crawford, right? He ain't seen nothing like it. And Timothy Bradley sparred with Crawford. We know the story, right? How they became friends years ago, and we know the story. But man, but excellent quality here from Champside, man. Excellent, top-notch quality. I mean, this is top-notch, just top-notch, right? But Timothy Bradley, man, good question. You know, he gave his take on it, and a lot of people may disagree, and that's cool. You know what I'm saying? This is what it's about. You know, not everybody's going to agree on everything. So some people may see things different ways, but yeah, man. I mean, Errol Spence Jr., he is pretty basic, right? He's a little basic. ABC 1, 2, 3. Terrence Crawford is a little bit more unorthodox, right? It's kind of hard to say what type of fighter Crawford is. His style is pretty unique to a degree, right? It's kind of unique. Like it's almost like a boxing / street fighting type style. Really versatile in there. Errol Spence Jr. is pretty much straight up and down. I'll say this though. If one of my sons wanted to box, and I wanted him to mimic somebody, and I wanted him to learn the basics, I tell him to watch Errol Spence Jr., right? I'm like, nah, don't watch Bud because Bud doing this different stuff, right? But you know, Timothy Bradley gave his take on it, and this is what guys like Bomac was saying. Keyshawn said that Errol Spence Jr. does the same thing over and over and over again, right? Same thing. But he do up the pace on you, right? He has really good pace. Bomac said the same thing. He ain't improved. He doing the same stuff. And Terrence Crawford, he's a very dynamic guy, and they'll likely pick that apart. This is why these guys are so confident. Stop Spence. There's almost taboo even hearing it, right? Stopping Spence. Like these guys are almost certain that Terrence Kumite Crawford is going to stop Errol, the true Big Fish Spence Jr. They're almost certain. And I know this rubs a lot of boxing fans the wrong way, right? When they have no rebuttal for things like this, no logical rebuttal, no analytical rebuttal to break it down their way, they'll just say they're some haters, right? So Team Crawford, guys like Timothy Bradley, they some haters. You know what I'm saying? Because they know that Terrence Crawford could beat Errol Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, everybody go have their take and have their picks. But when you look at the professionals, the guys on that side, man, a lot of them are leaning towards Crawford. Some of them are on the fence. Guys like Andre Ward, he like to straddle the fence a lot. He don't want to piss nobody else, step on no toes. Timothy Bradley don't give a fuck, right? He said what he said, and he don't care if you like it. You know what I'm saying? So I respect Timothy Bradley's opinion. He's done this. I mean, he was one of the best, right? Only lost to Pacquiao. So, I mean, who are some boxing fans to tell him his opinion don't mean shit? I mean, he said what he said. He's trained with Crawford. He sparred with Crawford. He knows what Crawford got. They seen things with Errol Spence and Ugas. I mean, was Errol Spence hurt in the Ugas fight? Kinda, but not really. If he was hurt, he recovered lightning quick. Why? Because he has excellent conditioning. Errol Spence Jr., listen, folks, I know some people may be upset, you know, when people say Errol Spence is basic, but he really is a basic fighter. However, he is still hard to deal with his basic fighting style, right? A lot of these guys still can't beat Errol Spence Jr. Everybody he fought, they can't beat him, right? They can't beat him. As basic as he is, ABC 1, 2, 3, they can't beat him. But a guy like Terrence Crawford, who may not be as textbook as Errol Spence, he has his own book. And I think that's a lot harder to figure out. Like, subscribe, holla at your boy. Peace out.